Hello everyone, this is Ghneim and Olivia, Oldham, and today we are going to talk to you about the goal-oriented assessment of life skills, otherwise known as GOAL. The GOAL is an evaluation of fundamental motor abilities needed to participate in daily living. It consists of 7 activities or dynamic functional tasks that are markers for important activities during the daily life of a child. It is called goal-oriented to reflect the focus on measuring functional abilities that have tangible, meaningful goals in addition to foundational motor skills. The goal is based on theory and research in sensory integration and motor development, specifically Dr. Jean Ayer's sensory integration theory. About the goal. The goal is for children ages 7 to 17 years old that are experiencing atypical gross and/or fine motor development limitations. It can be administered in schools, clinics, hospitals, private practice, or home health. In the school setting, the goal can help determine eligibility for special services and inform planning for OT and PT interventions. The goal can be administered by anyone who holds a master's degree in psychology, school counseling, OT, PT, SLP, social work, education, or a related field. The goal is individually administered and takes between 45 minutes to an hour to complete, plus 15 minutes to calculate scores. First, fill out the background information section on the front of the record form. Then, open the record form and fold the front page back so the performance record panel shows and the goal administration notes page is open. Second, have the goal kit and easel set up and ready to go. The easel includes all of the instructions, word for word, needed to administer the activities, such as the materials needed, the setup, timing, oral instructions to read to the client, administration directions for the OT, and instructions on how to record the child's performance on the performance record panel of the record form. During administration, the child performs 7 activities that represent a range of functional tasks. The fine motor activities include using utensils such as a knife, fork, and spoon to cut, spear, and scoop Play-Doh, opening both keyed and combination padlocks, making a paper construction project, which includes skills of coloring, cutting, folding, and taping, matching paper color with the same color divider tab, and placing all in a binder. The gross motor activities include putting on and taking off a t-shirt and shorts, dribbling and kicking a tennis ball, carrying a loaded tray, and avoiding obstacles. The supplies needed for all of the activities are listed and pictured here. Please note that a timer is also needed to administer the goal. Here are a couple of video examples of myself and my nephew engaging in some of the fine motor and gross motor activities.
Focus on me for just a second. So what I want you to do is I want you to line up the papers. I want you to match the yellow papers and put them under the yellow tab, and the blue papers under the blue tab, and the white papers with the white tab.
So I have to take all of those?
I want you to organize them, yep. So
which color?
Yep, so you'll put the yellow papers under the yellow tab and the blue with the blue tab. And then you'll have to line them up to put them in the binder with the holes.
It's more easier when you just take it apart because then you all you have to do.
Use the 2 hands. There you go. However you think is easiest, you do it that way.
I try.
Yep, when he's done. Make sure you got the middle one lined up too. See right here?
And now we're doing all the yellow. I feel like there's 2 of each color.
There probably is. Yep, 1 tab and then 2 papers. You're right.
That thing is already white, so it counts as 3 whites more than any one in this thing.
Yep, and then close it up nice and carefully.
And here are some examples of the gross motor activities.
But when I say go, you're going to put these shorts on and t-shirt over your clothes. Make sure they're not inside out when you put them on, and stay standing up while you do this, okay? You ready? Set, go. Make sure they're not inside out. Did you look to see if they're inside out?
They can't be inside out.
Are you sure?
Yes, there would have to be a picture.
Check it out.
I thought you fixed it.
Sometimes there's tricks. It is tricky.
There you go.
I think you put it inside. I thought you were putting it.
Yeah, I tricked you. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is a big on you, but that's okay. For this purposes of what about those? Did you check them?
Did you check?
See if they're inside out?
They can be because the
Look
tags
look
are.
at
Look
the
at
back,
the seam though. Look at them, and they have a tag on them. Ooh.
How is it inside out? She put them inside out.
Oh man, you guys are too smart for me. Catching on to all my things.
What? Guys,
Yeah, you're smart. You want to try it after that?
yeah,
You
but
already know my tricks.
There you go.
Good job. Set up the timer.
1 minute 14.
1 minute and 14 seconds. Alright, when I say go. Okay, so bounce the ball with one hand and catch it with the other hand. Set, go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's okay. 11, 12. So other hand. So 13. Oh, I'm all scared. Are you okay?
The performance record in the record form is used to score 54 steps within the 7 activities, and each activity is timed and recorded based on how much time the child took to perform each step. Here's a video showing how to score the goal. While administering the activities, complete the performance record by following the instructions on the easel. The child must perform all steps within the time limit set for each activity with no physical assistance from the administrator. After you have administered the goal and the performance record is filled, transfer the step outcomes to the progress chart. Circle past steps in green and failed steps in red. To note, when you circle a step in green, any steps to the left in the same row must also be green. So here's your performance record where you were scoring during the assessment. Here's now the progress chart where you are circling items in green or red depending on if the child passed or failed the activity. After all performance record steps have been transferred to the progress chart, count the past steps in each row and write them in the column labeled Sum of Past Steps. Then go down the column and add the numbers to get the fine and gross motor raw scores. From here, go to the front page of the record form in the score summary box and write in the fine and gross motor raw scores. Then add them to obtain the total raw score. Raw score of 6 for fine motor, raw score of 9 for gross motor with a total raw score of 15. You will then go to Appendix A in the manual to convert the raw scores to standard scores. Select the column that corresponds with the child's age in years and months. Then look down the column until you find their raw score. This is the fine motor raw score of 6. Their standard score is 44. You will also find their percentile rank, which for this client is less than 0.1. Write the fine and gross motor standard scores and percentile rank on the front page of the record form in the score summary box. Fine motor standard score of 44. The gross motor standard score of this client was 55. And then the percentile rank for both is less than 0.1. Below where you filled in the fine and gross motor standard score, there is a confidence interval section. Based on the child's standard scores, you will find the appropriate confidence value at the bottom of the score tables in Appendix A. As administrator of the assessment, it is up to you to choose which confidence interval you find most appropriate based on your client's performance. Next to the confidence interval section is the descriptive range section, which translates the numeric results into natural language for caregivers to understand. This can all be put into the score summary chart. When looking at the fine and gross motor standard score on the page of the record form, there is a box in between titled Difference, in which helps indicate if there is a significant difference between the fine motor and gross motor standard scores. If there is a difference of more than 15, then it is significant. Using the total raw score, look up the goal progress score in table B1 in Appendix B. At the top of the score summary on the front page of the record form, you will write in the goal progress score, which for this client was 406. At the top of the progress chart, you will see numbers. 1 minute while I open the progress chart. Here are the numbers on the top of the progress chart. Find the number that aligns with the client's goal progress score and draw a vertical line. Here's my vertical line with 406. Then subtract 50 from the progress score and draw a dashed vertical line. Then add 50 from the progress score and draw a dashed vertical line. The two dashed lines represent the progress range, helping to identify strengths and limitations of the client. By looking to the left of the progress range, you find unexpected failures that the client should have passed given their progress score. Put a square around these steps. By looking to the right of the progress range, you find the unexpected successes that the client expected to fail given their progress score. Put a square around these steps. Now looking at the intervention targets page, the columns at the top of the page show the intervention targets associated with each activity of the assessment: sensory, postural, praxis, and motor proficiency. Each row has a set of intervention targets that are associated with the skills needed for that activity. For any row that an unexpected failure occurred, circle the intervention targets in red. For any row that an unexpected success occurred, circle the intervention targets in green. Now that all the scoring sections are complete, the results must be interpreted. Consider if the goal results reflect the child's best effort and usual performance level. Examine fine motor and gross motor standard scores, confidence interval, percentile rank, and progress score. If there was a statistically significant difference in fine motor and gross motor standard scores, is the difference clinically meaningful? Identify any unexpected failures and unexpected successes on the progress chart. Select intervention targets that reflect the child's unexpected successes to help motivate them when working on unexpected failures. The goal was standardized using 616 children aged 7 to 17 years from all 4 regions of the U.S. It demonstrates good reliability and validity as written on the slide. Strengths of this assessment include multiple types of scoring. The confidence interval allows the practitioner to decide how confident they are in the child's score. Includes progress chart and intervention targets for practitioners. Assesses fine motor and gross motor skills. Weaknesses: it's 45 to 60 minutes to administer. The cost is pretty large. Activities are timed, but when the administrator is reading directions to the child, they tell the child the time's not important. The scoring process is very involved. Thank you for watching our presentation on the goal. We hope that it was informative and that you learned something new.